The latest NFL news and rumors presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com/chat where you can save 20% off and free shipping and get free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. We got a lot of stuff to talk about on today's show. We're going to talk about 3 big-name quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, and wait, who's the other guy? Deshaun Watson.
We haven't forgotten about him.
So if you want some quarterback talk, you are watching the right episode. Let's get into the latest around Aaron Rodgers and a potential trade. Harrison, walk the viewers and me through what's going on right now.
Well, we got to start with just what happened yesterday, right? Lost in another NFC title game. He's now 1-4 when he gets to the NFC Championship game. Just a lot of opportunities. Couldn't kick that door open, though, as Tom Brady and the Bucs were able to beat Green Bay on the road there. And this was kind of the quote that caught everybody off guard after the game, because you're thinking, okay, yeah, it sucks. Lost in another NFC title game, but this is the MVP of the league. He'll just run it back, right? Well, let's see. Aaron Rodgers said a lot of guys' futures, they're uncertain, myself included. That's a little bit tricky, especially considering you drafted Jordan Love, traded up for him in last year's NFL draft if you're the Green Bay Packers. So I don't think it's super likely that a trade happens, but I think a lot of things are still on the table when it comes to Green Bay this offseason.
There's going to be a lot of teams interested in the MVP, if he doesn't win the MVP, I'd be astonished. 4,299 yards, 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I mean, this to me was, we've seen it before, like Aaron Rodgers basically do his FU tours. Yes. This was the ultimate FU tour. Like, okay, you're not going to build around me in the draft. You're going to try to draft my replacement. Okay, get ready for what's about to happen.
You won't get me a receiver.
Exactly, and he just put up just dominating numbers. I mean, I understand Matt LaFleur has done, I think, a good job the last 2 years. Yeah. But I am curious to see if he's actually that good of a head coach, because you didn't draft around Rodgers. I still don't know if I really like all the play calling. Had a very bad, we'll say, head coaching performance in the NFC Championship game. And Rodgers just was Rodgers. Him and Devontae Adams just on a whole nother level. And I don't really want to give Matt LaFleur all that much credit. So here's our question. Who's going to be the Packers starting quarterback in 2021? Is it going to be Aaron Rodgers, type AR? If you think it's going to be the rookie from Utah State, Jordan Love, who I guess will be in his second year now, type JL. If it's not Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. Like, if he wants an extension, if he wants a bigger contract, you got to give it to him, because right now is your win now mode. And I've seen tape on Love. It's ugly.
You can't go to Jordan Love just because you drafted him. Like, that's not a good enough reason. Like, correct. You have the MVP of the league. You know, whether or not he's the best player in football, it's a different conversation. He's a top 3 quarterback. You don't let that go while he's still playing. I'm going to type my AR. I still think he's going to be there. Matt LaFleur still wants him there. This is what he had to say when asked about it after the game. He said, look, I sure as hell hope so. I mean, the guy is the MVP of this league. He's the heart and soul of our football team. So, hell yeah, he better be back here. He's our leader. And I do think Matt LaFleur, probably after that game, he even admitted to some coaching mistakes. I think he's probably thinking, look, I don't want my relationship with this guy to end on a decision that was probably the wrong one, on not keeping the ball in his hands on that 4th and goal when they decided to kick a field goal. Obviously didn't get the ball back. He doesn't want that a relationship with Rodgers to end that way. So it's obvious why Matt LaFleur would like to run it back in his 3rd year with Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. And I think he knows that Jordan Love's not ready.
Oh, absolutely. The other thing here is, though, a lot of people are like, oh, there's no way Aaron Rodgers can get traded. There's going to be a lot of NFL teams not obviously just interested in the talent, but his contract situation. So right now, the way that it's built, if he is traded, this is what a team would have to pay Aaron Rodgers, because the Green Bay Packers would actually have to eat a lot of his contract. I mean, if you're telling me right now I can get the MVP of the league for under $25.5 million over the next 3 years, so basically $24.3 million over, that's an average of 3 years. Like, for a team that's in win now mode, that's beautiful. Like, that's that's less than what Phillip Rivers made this year. So it's definitely going to be something that we talk about. So how about this? Will the Packers trade Aaron Rodgers? Type T for trade, type K for keep. I am going to make this the pinned comment on today's NFL News and Rumors video. So while you're getting hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down and let us know. T for trade or K for keep. More NFL trade rumors are now around another quarterback actually in the North, Matthew Stafford. It looks like his time in Detroit is 100% done.
Yeah, Mitch, there's going to be a lot of teams that have interest in Matthew Stafford. Some background information first. they've agreed to part ways. That's public now. Even Stafford's wife took to social media saying, basically saying thank you, goodbye to Detroit. We're looking for our next opportunity here. So that's over. They're actively shopping him this offseason. That much is very clear. Now, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler threw out that, according to NFL execs he's talking to, that Stafford's eyeing the Indianapolis Colts.
As he should,
obviously, Phil Rivers is gone. They're not going to be picking high enough to get a quarterback in the draft that can replace Rivers.
For sure.
Jacob Eason's not ready. That's a win-now roster. But I think a lot of teams will and should have interest in the Detroit Lions quarterback.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, you're going to look at the numbers here. 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 10 picks. But honestly, that's without his number one receiver, Kenny Galladay. Didn't really, Stafford had a few injuries this year. They've never had a running game underneath him. And I'll even go back to last year in 2019. This dude was on pace to throw for 39 touchdowns, about 5,000 yards before the injury. Like, if you put some talent around him, I do think that Matthew Stafford can win some football games.
I mean, I'll just throw this out there. I mean, as host of Chicago Bears now, I think the Bears should have a lot of interest. I don't think it's super likely because it's within the division, but if I'm Ryan Pace, I'm at least calling and seeing what the deal is, seeing what the value is. Now, they pick at number 20, whereas some other teams are picking higher. You may have to pay more, probably already will have to pay more because you're within the same division. But I think the Bears should have some interest. I think a lot of teams could make some sense. I know the Dolphins have been exploring some quarterback rumors as well. What do you think about that idea?
See, the issue with the Miami Dolphins is I don't know if that's the route I would go. Maybe another quarterback could be potential interest there, but if you are a team that wants to try to win right now, I mean, I would say Matthew Stafford is better than a quarterback like Ryan Fitzpatrick. But the other thing the Miami Dolphins have that a lot of people don't is the draft capital. And if you wanted to, let's say, give up 2 first-round picks, you could do that if you were Miami. So we're going to hit you guys with this question. Would you trade 2 first-round picks for Matthew Stafford? Why for yes and for no? I think the brilliance behind this question is because a quarterback by the name of Jay Cutler was traded for 2 first-round picks. So, hey, if you guys think it's absolutely impossible, all I say is go back and look at it. Would you trade 2 first-round picks for Matthew Stafford? Why for yes or and for no? Today's show presented by Manscaped. If you want to go get the perfect package, guess what? We're going to hook you up here. Go to manscaped.com/chat. 20% off, and you get free shipping on the Lawnmower 3.0. Ball toner, ball deodorant. How many people out there right now are wearing some deodorant underneath your arms? God, I hope it is literally everyone. And guess what? You should also wear ball deodorant down there because you don't want that stank. And if you want to make sure that you got the best-looking balls, the Lawnmower 3.0. Their slogan is simple. Your balls will thank you. And if you want to get the perfect package, Harrison, this is how you end up doing it.
Yeah, and the Lawnmower 3.0 is a part of the perfect package, Mitch. No razor tug, no burn. I gave up on trying to clean things up downstairs until I found these guys at Manscaped. They're like, give our products a try. I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. Life-changing experience. My wife will confirm that. Manscaped.com/chat.
It saved his marriage.
Hey, some people are talking. 20% off, free shipping. The perfect package comes with all kinds of stuff. Like you said, Mitch, the ball deodorant, the ball toner. That stuff is important because you don't want it smelling nasty down there. Manscaped.com/chat. Get that 20% off and free shipping. I promise you, the perfect package, it's going to make your package a whole lot better.
That's the reason why it's called the perfect package. So seriously, take advantage of this deal. Manscaped.com/chat. 20% off and free shipping. Let's look at a trade that happened a long time ago, Harrison. Back in 2011, the Raiders received Carson Palmer, who actually at the time was, I'm going to use air quotes, retired. The Bengals received the 2012 17th overall pick and then the 2013 second round.
And the reason I mentioned this is because when you're thinking, 2 first-round picks for Matthew Stafford, I mean, Carson Palmer basically hadn't played in over a year, and they gave up a first and a second for him, okay?
Correct.
So to think that it's out of the realm of possibility for Stafford just simply isn't true. Look at the Jay Cutler trade. Chicago Bears fans are very familiar with this one, and Cutler ended up being solid for the Bears, but I think you would say that Stafford's been a better quarterback throughout his career for the most part.
Probably.
They gave up 2 first-round picks, a third, and Kyle Orton, who was a serviceable starter for Jay Cutler. Now they got a 5th in return, but to think that the Lions may not get 2 firsts for Stafford, think again. I think there's a good chance that Matthew Stafford will cost a team, whether it be the Bears, the Dolphins, the 49ers, the Colts. It could cost a team 2 first-round picks to trade for Matthew Stafford. And obviously, Mitch, the contract is part of this as well. 2 years, $43 million. That's not bad at all. Like, if you're a new team, the draft capital, okay, 2 first-round picks, but just over $20 million per, for a new team taking on a quarterback who I would say is still in his prime, even if it's not his peak prime. I'd say 90-95% of his prime. That's intriguing if I'm a team with a win-now roster.
See,
San Francisco, Indianapolis. I think Chicago could be in a win-now roster, although I've mentioned the points with Stafford making it a longer shot. But there are teams that will and should have interest.
Absolutely. So go ahead, look into your crystal ball here. Try to figure it out. Where is Matthew Stafford going to play next season? If you haven't seen our top destination video on Matthew Stafford, please go check it out. I actually highly, highly encourage you guys to do that. This is what the thumbnail looks like on the video. Shout out to producer Sam there. Go check it out. We break down the top destinations for Stafford. I know a lot of people always rip on him for being, we'll say, a loser. However, I hate win-loss comparisons for quarterback. It's a team sport at the end of the day, and I don't really think anybody sitting here would be like, you know what? The Detroit Lions did everything they possibly could to honestly get him where he needs to be.
I mean, clearly they'd be better with Chase Daniel.
Oh, man. All right, y'all, make sure you guys hit that big red button and subscribe if you're looking for the latest NFL news and rumors, trades, much more. We're dropping new videos every single day. So hit that big red button that says subscribe. Join us for our live shows Monday and Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. Deshaun Watson, we got to talk about him, right? What's the latest going around the Houston Texans quarterback? Or pretty soon I might be referring to a different team.
Not a ton of new information, Mitch, other than the fact that Schefter reported that regardless of who they hire, Deshaun Watson wants out. I think it was trending that way already, but maybe this doesn't completely confirm it, but that's where Watson's headspace is right now. We do know that at this point, he's got a foot out the door. Now, could that change? Could the Texans call him and be like, hey, we're hiring Eric Bieniemy. Will you at least sit down and have a conversation with us and let's try and repair this? Sure, that could certainly happen. But as of now, I'm going to say he's 80% gone.
And
I'm not saying
a very good number.
It couldn't change, but I do think that it's very likely that he is in a different uniform next season.
And I honestly do not blame this guy. I mean, I get it's kind of looking now he's like a genius for the trade that he – or not trade, for the contract he ended up signing, becoming the second highest paid in the NFL, that no-trade clause. He has a lot of power here, which I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's not going to get traded. The Texans don't want to trade him. If he wants to get traded, he can find a way to get out of it. And there's obviously going to be a lot of suitors here for, I'll say, the second best quarterback in the NFL under the age of 25. Obviously, I have a guy like Patrick Mahomes over him. So if you're really trying to build your future, you're trying to build a team, I don't care what it costs. I am giving it up to go out and get a guy like you want 3 first-round picks? Done. You want 4 first-round picks? Done. Yeah. That's what I would do for Deshaun Watson, because there's so many times where our first-round pick's valuable? Yes. But they're still unknown commodities. I know what Deshaun Watson is.
We've never seen a quarterback of this caliber at this age become available.
Very
ever.
true.
I point out an example, because I don't think there is one, especially in the modern era here. So if you're a team that needs a quarterback, go get him. I mean, it's as simple as that.
All right, so out of these 2 quarterbacks here, which one do you think gets traded first? Type MS for Matthew Stafford or type DW for Deshaun Watson? I do think this is going to be a case of dominoes falling. I still am a believer that it's probably going to be Matthew Stafford first.
Agreed.
Because the reports already come out.
Both sides have agreed.
Yeah. However, the Deshaun Watson one to me could just be absolutely just blockbuster type deal. So go down in the comments section. Let us know who gets traded first, Matthew Stafford or Deshaun Watson.